Oh no! Hey guys, welcome back to Ken's Cinema Sofa. If it's your first time here, I'm your brother Ken, a missionary of 15 years in Japan. But this channel is all about exploring my other passion, awesome cinema. Gladiator 2. This is crazy, right? I never thought in a million years I would see a Gladiator 2. Gladiator, the first film, which I love, I adore, because I love Ridley Scott. But that's not the kind of movie, I prefer the word film. I want to get a little snobbish here, you know. That's a film, I feel. Don't ask me what I mean by that, but, you know, if I talk, this is my dad talking through me now, okay? If you don't know, my dad's a film grad. But that film, that doesn't, you know, that film didn't scream out sequel, please. Like, I need a sequel. I don't think so. What do you think? You tell me in the comments. Did the first Gladiator feel like a kind of movie that would need a sequel or would have a sequel? I thought that it was perfect the way it was. It wrapped itself up nicely. And yet here we are. Here we are. Weirdly, you know, this is one of those movies that came out nearly the same time as it came out in the States. Usually in Japan, a movie will come out, especially one that I really want to see, will come out like 4 to 8 months later. You know, I cannot tell you how torturous it was for the first Avengers movie that came out 8 months later. I was dodging and bobbing and weaving, you know, all the internet rumors and Facebook chat messages from my friends back in the States. It was a tough time, man. Now I'm waiting for Nosferatu to come out. It might come out next month due to Focus Features' past behavior when it comes to releasing movies late overseas. Anyway, back to Gladiator. So when I got the news that there was going to be a Gladiator 2, I honestly, like many of you, I assume, didn't know how to feel about that. Then I found out that it was being directed by Ridley Scott, who made the first film. Then I was like, okay, I really don't know what to think about it. That should be a stamp of approval, right? But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, the guy is he in his 80s now? Not to look, I'm not coming down on old folks, you know. God bless you, your increased wisdom. Clint Eastwood is still an absolute unit. He's doing good, man. I think it was a Juror number 9. Is that the movie name? Haven't seen it yet. If you have and you recommend it, look, let me know in the comments if it's good or not. So yeah, I don't know much about Gladiator 2 except that the main character is Lucius. And I know he was a boy in the first one, and he was of royalty, I believe, right? So how in the world does he get into the gladiator lifestyle, the gladiator ring? I don't get that, how that's going to happen. But that's good, because I didn't do any research. I staved off the curiosity, right? Because I'm here in Japan, I have to wait. So I'm just going in as blind as possible. Denzel is in it. Huge Denzel fan. I love Denzel. We'll see what's going to happen with this. Like and subscribe. Join us on the sofa. Come on in. Bring your comments, your likes, your dislikes, what you found amazing about the film, what you find infuriating. You can put it in the comments. It helps the algorithm, but I genuinely am interested in seeing what you guys think about the cinema world. So without further ado, let's get into it. Gladiator 2, directed by Ridley Scott. Let's do it. I got me some 7-Eleven rice ball bibimbap. That says bibimbap there. That's Korean dish. So there's beef, vegetables, and gochujang, sweet, spicy paste. I lived 1 year in Korea. Love the country, love the food. So this will be a good companion for our film. There's that music. Woo! They have a production company just for the Coliseum now? Oh no, this is part of the opening. Okay. If you guys couldn't figure out from my background, I'm an artist as well, so I love this style. 16 years after the death of Marcus Aurelius, his dream of Rome has been forgotten. I mean, you know, if we're talking about Maximus's story only, maybe a sequel is not so necessary. But if we're going to see his story as just one chapter in the story of Rome, then look, you can go forever. Yeah, Maximus had this connection with the earth. I mean, he was a farmer, right? And kind of a existential understanding of yourself, your limits as a person. And I would assume a man of war that would help to have that understanding. So this is Lucius, huh? Oh. I feel like I've seen this actress somewhere. She's beautiful, though.
Defeat the Romans, destroy their cities,
Emidia.
the engines of war, and their soldiers. We will prevail.
Interesting. So is he not in Rome anymore?
You did not make an offering today.
I prefer to sacrifice a Roman.
Wow. Okay. What happened? What happened? I'm assuming this is Lucius.
Where you are, I am too.
You know who she looks like? She looks like Maggie from The Walking Dead.
My wife.
Okay, so that is his wife. And Supernatural. One last little kiss. Oh. Okay. Well, I will say it's hooked me already because there are some questions I have. And that's a good, a movie in the first 15 minutes is supposed to hook you, they say. Ah, right. I forgot he was in this. Pedro Pascal. Can't wait for Fantastic Four, man. Wow. Reminds me of Ben-Hur. I'm amazed just how the physicality of guys from this era, women too, especially warriors.
This is the last free city in Africa Nova. Pray that your God is with you. If he is not, he is no God. What death is, we are not.
Interesting. I've heard a lot about this actor. Is his name Paul Mescal? He's kind of a rising star. I think he's an Irish actor. I'm really becoming interested in just independent actors, I'm hearing a lot about them. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know. Okay, so somehow he's become disenchanted with Rome. They still have that phalanx fighting formation that the Romans gleaned from the Greeks. Oh my, whew. How could anyone, man, I mean, obviously they're doing it, but I was gonna say, how could anyone live in this kind of era, man? Take this cape off, get this mess off of me. Well, I have to give him that much respect. Isn't it amazing how times in this time in the past, rulers and commanders, and they would be out in the front. Okay, Lucius, a lot has happened, man. I gotta know what happened. The dream of Rome that Maximus fought for, like, this is not it. Okay, so we see right away that the villain, at least the on-the-ground secondary villain, I'm assuming, maybe the main villains are the emperors, but very different in contrast to the first emperor. Joaquin Phoenix. Oh no! Ah! That just really hit me when he said, "Kill her!" Okay, well, I can see now the revenge plot. Not fortunate that dude didn't have a blade in his hand instead of a club. Ready to cross the river Styx. Well, he's a good actor. I can see that. Maybe you guys know him already. I'm just taking this in for the first time. I haven't watched him act, except for an SNL skit. Like, yeah, it's terrible, man. Human conquest, the need to control and to have more and more and take more and more, especially what is not yours. Ironically, though, the gospel speaking from as a missionary from that point of view, the gospel would not have been able to spread, without the Roman Empire, the unification. God does bring good out of terrible. I'm just curious, like, how in the world would they receive him back to Rome, right? Like, his mother, right? She was the emperor's daughter. What? Interesting. I have the feeling that we're going to get a multifaceted performance from Pascal. And I like that. I'm loving that. I'm tasting on the winds of this film of a villain that is three-dimensional. Ugh.
Gally, you're sailing us to something I cannot endure. I am ready to be taken to another place.
Stay here a while longer.
I remember well when you first were brought to us.
Okay. Never gets old. The regalness of Rome. I will say, like, Rome in this one, there's a lot more color and saturation than in the first movie. The first movie was very white and marbly looking, and a lot of directors get that wrong about ancient worlds when they make period films, because they base the color grading and their design of everything off of the archaeological finds and monuments that remain, that have all been, color has been just burned away by the sands of time,
General Acacius,
I have taken Numidia in your names, that your dominion may eclipse that of every emperor that came before you.
I'm with Laurel's brother.
Okay. This guy looks crazy already, even while he's holding the wreath.
There will be games in the Colosseum.
There will be games in the Colosseum.
I require no games in my honor. Serving the Senate and the people of Rome is honor enough for me.
You are too modest, Acacius. Does not suit a general as accomplished as yourself.
The wife, yes. Remember the privileges we have granted her? Where is she now to ignore such an occasion?
I don't like these guys already.
Rome has so many subjects. You must feed them.
Yeah.
They can eat raw.
Uh-oh. What? Did they have cocaine back then? Okay. Well, I don't like those guys. They ooze villainy, which is a testament to the actor's ability. That's weird, though, because you see two Fantastic Four members right there staring at each other. And it's just wild how seeing them interact in that movie when it comes out later will be wildly different than this, right? I know that's Johnny Storm.
Gladiator!
Oh, Denzel. What was that? I will say this is moving kind of fast. Oh! Baboons. CG baboons. Okay. Oh no, is he giving up already? Ah! Dang, man! Well, I mean, that's what they can do, but I've never seen that before.
Which one is interesting?
Now he's impressed. Come on, man. He was like, oh, snap, this is about to get real. I did not expect that guy to die so quick. Is that Marcus Aurelius?
My lady.
Is that his wife? Oh, no. I may be confused about some things now. I thought that the main character was Lucius, and they called him a different name. Just let it unfold. I know.
You have warmth.
He's like, you didn't have to say that out loud, man.
Eat monkey.
Isn't it wild that these guys are breaking bread together and they might be killing each other the next day? Better check that bread for worms. Well, I mean, that's good, though. At least they have a little camaraderie there.
What is your native language? I speak them all.
Violence is the universal language.
In every role, he's still got a little bit of that Denzel in every role. All right. Okay. Oh. Well. You have to wonder about ancient martial arts, right? Everything, when we think about martial arts, we're always thinking about China, Japan, and... Oh, about to take him out, stomp him out.
Very good.
Ah, there we go.
Good arms. Got a smell. Crowd loves blood, and they love those who love blood as much as they do. And you, my friend, rage. Pours out of you like milk.
I was not expecting that.
Always tit.
Okay, I was not expecting that.
Fight. You're right. You do not fight for me. I put you in the ring. You fight or you die. The choice is yours. What head could I give you?
The entire Roman army.
Too much. General Acacius.
But my patience with those two is at an end.
That's dangerous, man.
You may go to your quarters now.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's dangerous. What to? The gardener's outside. Chill.
To your wives and mothers mourning their dead on that beach at Memoriae.
Interesting. Okay.
I will not waste another generation of young men for their vanity.
Okay, this is an honorable man.
When will your troops arrive?
We land at Ostia in 10 days.
Okay, this is unexpected.
The people are weary of the madness, the tyranny. What is the dream of Rome? If our people are not free.
Complex. Complexity. Okay. I like this. I'm in. Okay. What is he going to do when he meets this guy? Right? If it is Lucius and he's with his mother and he's not a jerk, actually. He was in battle and, gave an order that any general would. This is smart. Let's see how it plays out. Oh, was that a rhino head? What's up?
I know nothing happens in Rome unless you've tasted it first.
My emperors, lords, ladies, and gentlemen, the art of combat.
So they're going to fight right here in front of these rich folks.
Hand to hand. Swords! We want swords.
Fight to the death.
Of course.
Brother, let's not kill each other for their amusement.
Uh-oh. What are you going to do, though? If you don't, you both of you guys die. He's a bit different than Maximus, though. He's much more communicative. Oh! Stuntman. Ah! Okay, he had to do it, huh? Is he more disappointed in this guy's death or the furniture being destroyed?
Remarkable.
Remarkable.
From where do you hail?
I said, speak. He is from the colonies. Your Majesty, his native tongue is all he understands.
Gates of hell are open night and day. Smooth is the descent back from hell. And the view to cheerful skies.
Are you going to give yourself away?
Virgil, your Majesty.
Poetry!
Virgil, the writer of the Aeneid. The Aeneid is we would say, the Roman version of the Odyssey. What I mean by that is that the Aeneid is the version that follows those that would eventually go to create Rome. Aeneas and his party as they flee Troy. Whereas the Odyssey is on the opposite side, and that is from the Greek side of Odysseus and his journey back home. So you hear a lot about the Odyssey, right? There's been lots of adaptations of that, but I don't believe I've ever seen an adaptation of the Aeneid.
We are amused.
We are amused.
And we all look forward to seeing your poet.
He's crazy. But I'll tell you, as he was spouting that poetry, man, my hairs stood up. I was like, oh no, this is it for him.
The lines you recited.
The lines you recited.
You didn't learn that in Africa, I know that.
Good verse travels far.
No.
Captured Roman officer. I was posted guard over him and he used to tell us tales to pass the time.
And what became of this prisoner?
How we ate him. What barbarians do.
Yeah.
Tell me what you survived for Roman men.
Yeah.
A gladiator
Gladiator.
can buy his own freedom. Slave dreams not of freedom, but of a slave to call his own.
Yeah.
Cicero.
Cicero. Roman orator, Cicero. How is he going to supply him with the general's head? Unless he's plotting something too. Seems like a lot of plots going on.
Senators.
Oh, is he in this one too?
I wish you were making better time.
Derek Jacobi. Oh, okay.
Why here?
To take back the city
When?
on the final day of the games. 5,000 soldiers loyal to me.
Okay, so this is like almost like Maximus's plan from before.
Rome will be yours to administer and to...
Marcus Aurelius talks of restoring power to the Senate. Priscilla, you are the daughter of Marcus Aurelius. He has my loyalty, and so do you.
He's like, I ain't doing this for you. Okay? Wow. There's an interesting dynamic of having two emperors.
Sacred games are held to honor the victory of Rome.
Yeah, a lot of the actors are the same. I remember that guy. He was in the other one. But I like that when some of the actors come back 20 years later. That really brings a link, continuity link.
I've seen bravery in men and women during war, and even once in this arena. Ask for that same bravery, because Rome needs it now.
Be careful. Be careful. Just that one eye raise. The great arena. Wow. I don't know. Did they really have rhinos in the gladiatorial games? If you guys know, let me know. Okay, I don't know.
Hold together, and when the charges break for the wall.
Why should I?
Why should I? Somebody's about to die. Ah! Well. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Right on screen here. Was I not supposed to know that that's Lucius? I didn't go looking at any, plots or anything, but oh. Oh.
Your life has been spared by the gods.
I would sooner face your blade than accept Roman mercy.
Ah. I thought that he was gonna spare him to spite the emperor. Well, you know what? You can definitely tell he's got some differences to Maximus, right? He's much more, you can tell he's refined. He's a poet. You can tell his upbringing. Maximus was a warrior, a soldier through and through. He didn't have those kind of deep, high-minded thoughts. And I like that. I like that about that character. And I like that about this character. I like the difference in the two. Okay. I was right. So what happened? No, he's not. Not anymore.
I'm Ravi. I'm doctor. One man died of infected wounds and in the arena.
Just think about Khal Drogo, right? What happened with him in Game of Thrones?
But you learn your trade. Where do you was? And you've got a heavy hand. I used to be a gladiator myself.
Yeah.
Would you have bested me? In your current state, I could best you now. I spend my days saving lives instead of taking them.
But he must have been quite good if he was able to survive. What we do in life
Echoes.
echoes in eternity.
Credit is written. It's written on one of the tombs. With the bones of the gladiator. Wage. That wage is your gift. Like the great Achilles. Never let it go.
But Achilles had one problem, one weakness. And I don't mean Patroclus, if you know what I'm talking about. This guy, everywhere he goes, he floats with the drip. Is that what they're calling it now in the States? The drip? I've been gone for so long, the slang, it escapes me. It really does.
You're gaining influence by sponsoring Gladiator.
I do it for the love of the sport.
Sport? Seriously, how messed up does this society have to be? I mean, it was just a brutal world all the way around, not just Rome. But to see a man's head come off of his shoulders as sport.
And by rumour, the real father was Commodus.
And if he lived, that would make him about...
You have a family.
She was killed under your husband's command,
Rome drowns in its own blood.
and yet you enjoy the pleasures of the Colosseum.
There is much you do not understand. Lucius.
I do not know who you think I am. My name is Hanno, and I have no mother and none that I can remember.
I'm so sorry.
That boy is dead.
If you will not have your mother's love, take your father's strength, Maximus, Decimus Meridius.
He's a good actor. He's good. He's good. What can you say at this point? That's about as good as I expected that to go. That's sad, though.
Lucius is alive.
Are you certain?
You must help him.
Help him.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I would willingly give my life for Rome, but I will not give my sons.
This film, as a whole, I can say already, it doesn't match the first film's greatness, of course, but it is good in its own ways. I was not expecting this kind of multi-layered story, the threat, especially concerning the villain and the classic revenge trope, you know?
I grew up hearing stories at my grandfather's knee. He used to talk the dream that was Rome. It was so fragile. You could only whisper it. The odds are always against me. Don't worry, old man.
What I can say about this film, it feels like it's part of the Gladiator world. It has the same motifs and elements, you know? And therefore, I enjoy it. I feel like it is a sequel to the previous movie. Maybe not as good, but it's got the same pedigree, you know?
Battle of Salome, Trojans
Okay.
Persians.
The Trojans versus Persians. Interesting. Now, I don't know much about this battle. I wonder if... What? They've actually got sharks? If you guys know about of any battles that the Trojans fought other than against Agamemnon, let me know in the comments. How did they flood that? Like, they must have really made it airtight, huh? And when I look at the Colosseum, I see grandness, but I do not see airtightness. Oh! Oh! Zeus is having the time of his life. I wonder, is Hans Zimmer still doing the music in this one? So they have guys actually dressed as Trojans. Look at that old armor. Wow. Uh-oh. He actually tried that. I know dude is like, why? What? Because I'm with your mom? What? Okay, you need to be watching your back now, dude.
You know this is my house now. Your debt to me is over 10,000 denarii.
What do you want?
Truth. That's what I want. Nothing happens in Rome without your knowledge.
Loyalty.
I own your house. I want your loyalty. Tell me.
I have heard of a plot.
Uh-oh.
My lady, come with us.
Ah! Any wonder that these emperors, these rulers at this time didn't last long.
Thanks to the civic virtue of men like Thrax and Macrinus, your insurrection has been revealed.
Please, Emperor Cato, torture me if you want, but do not lecture me.
Your name will be forgotten! Lost to history.
What they called Damnatio Memoriae, I believe. Wiping away, erasing of a person's name and exploits, their existence from history. This was something that was very common in Rome. I know this because I, as a missionary here and Bible researcher, this type of thing is really important to understand in apologetics when you're defending the Bible, because people often bring up, like, why is it that there's no, record of, the Exodus, of Moses leading the Israelites out of Egypt? Are you kidding me? In the ancient world, this is not the 21st century, right? Journalistic ethics. This historical ethics. In the ancient times, where kings and emperors were seen as gods, if you committed a transgression against them, they could wipe you from history. And especially the Egyptian empire, the Egyptian kingdoms, 1,000 years before that, 2,000 years before this time. Oh, please get out of here. Incredibly long lifespans pharaohs had. They never lost. It was very rare. There's no way that plagues, darkness, and destruction and direct attacks on their gods, which is what the plagues in the Bible were really about, would be recorded. And you can forget about the firstborn in Egypt, especially the Pharaoh's firstborn being killed by a foreign god. So this is interesting to see this coming out in the film. The producers did their research well. Ooh.
Everything is forgotten in time. Empires fall, so do emperors.
Wow.
Wait! I will gut him!
No. His death must be public.
Hang his entrails on his city gates and crucify her!
You are a punk. But you know what? These actors are doing a good job of portraying the absolute brattiness of these infantile emperors.
I have come to think of you not as a subject, but as a true friend.
Achates is a hero of Rome. Crucifixion is for thieves.
Thieves, yeah.
Christians.
Thieves, Christians, right? But that's true, because even the Roman orator Cicero, this is who Acrinus Dizel brought up earlier, said that crucifixion is so repugnant. When Jesus was crucified, when other people are crucified, that was a symbol of your utter defeat under the foot of Rome. You were left up there, ideally from their point of view, for days, okay? Jesus died very quickly, and I believe that was because of the Lord's will, that he gave up his spirit when he said it is done. Without a loincloth, okay? So you can forget about all those crucifix images of a little cloth hanging there. You were naked. You were up there with your own feces. Insects, other animals would collect in those areas. You would be having to push up with your feet on the cross to get air into your lungs, and then being driven back down again. You'd see people being beat against the cross, their body reacting that way because they're hung in an unnatural position. Maybe worst of all, if you're a person of honor, you're up there in front of your family, your friends, your enemies, all standing under you or passing by, shaking their heads or despising you or weeping over you.
Let the gods decide his fate in the Colosseum.
I was wondering how it was going to come down to this, but still, this is not like I feel really divided right? Because Pedro Pascal's character is not really a villain. I commend the writers and the directors for doing this to me.
As I saw it, I was not afraid. Someone was waiting for me on the other side.
Someone was waiting for me. Commodus.
Who is this man?
So they took Maximus's name off? Yeah.
Saw him fight once. He was magnificent.
When a rebel gladiator dies, we bury them.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah.
Mrs. Carter.
I must say, though, that this is happening a little early, right? I'm looking at the time.
General Eustace Acacius, an enemy of the people.
Doesn't matter what they say.
Re Victus.
General.
I really didn't think he was there to fight them. That's why I was kind of surprised. Like, whoa, I thought they were here to kind of welcome him, escort him before the Gladiator got out.
Oh, Lord.
That's too bad. He should have worn his...
I will give it to you.
It's too late.
The rope, let the gods decide.
Lucius, wait. Wait!
He's more skilled and he's the elder. Oh.
Acacius has raised his hand. He has surrendered.
Okay, this... He's looking at him like, what are you doing? But you know, the Roman emperors, they did feel that they were gods themselves.
The gods have rendered their judgment.
I love your mother, Lucilla, and your father. Maximus, I would have died for him.
Oh, man. Oh, no. That was a good man.
This how Rome treats its heroes.
Wow. Well, this is totally not what I expected. Wow. Wow. That was mature storytelling right there. In the hands of another director, a younger director, probably, like, this would have been just straight up revenge plot. Oh, what? Yeah, you're not on their good side anymore, man.
Gave him to you. You let him live.
And you got what you wanted.
I always get what I want. Why did you let him live?
My will is my own.
The greatest temple Rome ever built, the Colosseum, because this is what they believe in. Strong strike down the
There
weak.
has to be something else.
There is nothing else.
There has to be another Rome.
There is no other Rome. The dream of Rome? It's an old man's fantasy.
What was your name before you traded it for a Roman one?
You'll never know. The gods delivered you to me. You will be my instrument.
I will never be your instrument in this life or the next.
Oh, wow. Are they burning the city?
They're calling for our heads.
The Praetorians will put down this crowd like they have every other.
Who brought this on us?
Forgive my brother's outburst. The disease that infects his loins has spread to his brain. Every day gets worse.
And maybe Macronus is like, that was a bit too much information, okay?
Nothing's ever mine. Everything is ours, always. Even in the womb. Did I get my umbilicus?
You remember that, do you?
Certainly.
Sit.
He's like, you're crazy. Sit down.
Your brother means to blame you in front of the entire Senate. What will they do to Dondas?
Put down the blade.
You lie.
Give it to me.
You always lie.
Give it.
Oh!
Break this spell. Lie! Break this spell. I have always protected you.
Oh! I was not expecting that. What? I thought he appeared there and was going to help the older brother kill him. Like they had planned all that out. But I guess he was like, but that makes sense because the one who's, you know, kind of out of his mind is easier to control, right?
This ring belonged to my wife.
Oh, that's a whole other life.
Acacius, Maximus, Marcus Aurelius. They lived and died for Rome.
But now that I've found you, I've no desire to lose you again.
That's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that.
Strength and honor.
Strength and honor.
Strength and honor.
But I don't want to see him die, though. I do like this character.
I name Citizen Dondas!
El Dondas?
Hail Dondas!
Hail Dondas, everybody. Wasn't it Caligula that was said to have named his horse?
Citizen Macronos.
He's like, okay, it's not your dog. Okay. Thank you, sire.
There will be games and mass executions.
Man, okay. Yeah, there we go. He's like, okay, now the real daddy is in charge.
The remaining emperors here. Restore order. I must have power.
You pull a dude's head, the former emperor's head out of a sack. Yeah, you have me. Okay.
Do you recognize?
Oh, he was a gladiator.
Your father's mark on me. If there is anything you need in these last hours, we will provide.
These last hours. So he is going to have her killed. I should have known, though. You can't have someone of Denzel's caliber in a movie and just have him being a side character.
I'm asking you to risk yourself, my friend, in the service of something greater.
It is greater, yeah.
You'll know it as Acacius's ring.
Who shall I say sent me with this ring?
I am Lucius Verus Aurelius.
Wow. He's telling him, yeah, he is the Prince of Rome. This guy's like, what? Who I've been talking to? I'm scared, guys, because we know how this went down in the first film, right? But so far, this movie has done really good at subverting my expectations, so... He's like, yes, we must.
The wooden sword of freedom.
Oh. Oh my God. Oh! Is he going to wear the armor? Yes, baby. Yes. Put it on. Put it on. I've been waiting on this. Yeah.
The Queen will face divine justice.
Is he going to tell them who he is?
I'm not a general, but we are all soldiers. We have fought for nothing more than another day's survival.
There once was a time when honor meant something in Rome. Strength and honor.
Strength and honor. Praetorian Guard? They don't mean at the same time, do they? Oh, here we go. Didn't count on that, did you? Oh, Macronus. Oh, no! Wow. Died just like that. Okay, you all messed up seriously with that. Shooting that girl like that? No. Ah!
Give me the bow.
Oh my! Oh no! Wow! I saw the arrow leave the bow, but I thought, yeah, you better get out of there.
Will nothing kill this barbarian?
It was Lucius Verus Aurelius.
The man does not become emperor by bloodline of...
Denzel is a boxer, though, so he should be in good shape. Oh. Oh, okay. It's not going through there. Woo! Oh, the CG blood. Oh. So are you telling me that he's gonna survive? I hope so.
I know not what to say other than we have all known too much death.
That's what I was just saying.
Let no more blood be spilt in the name of tyranny. A dream that my father, Maximus Decimus Meridius, died for.
And it's amazing and crazy that these soldiers were not even allowed to enter Rome. I think by this point, everybody had enough of those twins tomfoolery, okay? I am not surprised by this. Scene from the first film. Well, guys, that's it. Gladiator 2. I liked it. I liked it. I liked it for what it was. I have to admit, I had heard some things about it, right? I had read a few snippet reviews, right? Nothing to give away the plot, as you saw. Like, I really was surprised and shocked the way the different plot twists and turns happened. But my point is that, you know, what I had heard was like, meh about this movie. Okay. So I didn't have high expectations going in. I'm so glad I didn't have high expectations, because this movie was above average of what I was expecting. Okay. I thought that it was great that, well, first of all, let me start with what I liked. Okay. Constructive criticism, right? I like that they did not just straight up copy the whole revenge bad guy plot, you know, as the previous film, which was masterfully done, okay? But we didn't need a retread of that. And it looked like it was gonna go that way. I was waiting for him, even when he turned out to be a possibly honorable guy, I was waiting for him to take off his Scooby-Doo mask, you know, and end up being truly a despicable person. But the more the movie went on, I felt like I was in Lucius's point of view, in his shoes, where as the story and as the plot thickened, he was revealed with, you know, shade after shade being pulled away as truly a genuine man that had Rome's best interests at heart, in Marcus Aurelius's dream of Rome. Aside how you feel about that, how I feel about that, because you know how I feel about that when it comes to conquerors and all that. Still, within the story, he believed in Marcus Aurelius's dream. So I was pleasantly shocked by that. And to be honest, I think that is the most refreshing thing about this movie. I like, what is the guy? Paul Mescal? Am I saying his name right? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if I'm not. Like I said, I have not looked too much into this film. You know, so I stayed away even from videos of how to pronunciate this guy's name correctly, for those that might chew me out for that. I liked the main character, Paul Mescal's character. I liked that. I liked the way that he portrayed Lucius. Let me just share with you, my greatest delight of this film was, as I said, that the villain was not really a villain, and he was multifaceted, and he was honorable, and he was multi-layered, and what a thing to see forgiveness between a protagonist and antagonist in the film played out, like when they both kneeled in front of each other, in front of the woman that they both love, and found out about each other, right? I mean, I won't get into how realistic that is, but if you're going to have two men of honor that have the best interests of this vision of Rome at heart, then they played it out as their characters would. There's a thing I used to have a book about screenwriting, and this is back when I was really thinking about getting more into like movies. Like my dad, as I said before, was a film grad, and one of the things they were saying is that when you create a character for a film or a story, you should write much more about them in notebooks or whatever, about who they are, where they were born, how old they are, what their favorite food is, what their trauma was. You should write much more than the audience will ever know and find out for you as a writer, so that when you write this character, just subconsciously you will write them in the actions that they end up taking that organically flow and make sense out of who they are. Do you understand what I mean? And as you're writing all of these pages and pages of backstory and quirks and funny things about this character, it'll just kind of resonate and take root in you, so that when you actually start writing the script or the story, the actions that they take won't seem like out of character. It'll just be organic because it's part of you, because you've crafted and spent that much time with this person, this persona. And I feel like the action that they took, kneeling in front of each other on the sand and bearing their heart about the woman they love, about Maximus, about Rome, and them forgiving each other, that just follows through organically with their characters. That was beautifully done. But now on the flip side, that was my greatest delight. But my greatest fear, let me share with you, was that Paul Mescal's character of Lucius was going to be a clone of Maximus. And I am so glad that he was not. I'm so glad that he was more of a classical warriored poet, right? Like, I won't put him on the same level, but storied leaders like Charlemagne, right? Or even in Japan, you have samurai and daimyos like Tokugawa Ieyasu, who is the inspiration for the character of Toranaga in the series Shogun, which is awesome. Check that out. These men understood, that, look, when you're at the edge of a blade and you're out there taking lives, these kind of guys, they go through existential crisis much faster than someone who is just a farmer or who is a senator, right? And that may never go through that until they're in their old age. You're dancing on the knife's edge of life and death every day when you're a soldier and a warrior. And so I like that kind of character, that archetype of the warrior poet, And I think that Lucius's character fits that because of his upbringing in royalty, right? In the emperor's family, training, teaching, learning these higher learning, right? From probably having teachers and instructors from Arabia and across the seas, but then that mixed with this new life as a soldier and a warrior in exile, right? And those two elements just kind of created this warrior poet in him, which if he had never been exiled and never been sent away, he probably never would have had that other element to balance him out as a character. And so that's very different from Maximus, who, as a farmer, he got certain things about existence being that close to the earth. But I don't think that he was as well trained and educated as Lucius would have been, right? So I like that there was that difference there. I was so happy for that because I really didn't want to see a younger actor try to carry the gravitas of Maximus and Russell Crowe, right? Mescal was good in his own way, he really embodied, I feel, that educated Renaissance man or child that was forced to pick up a sword, you know, and I love that. I love that. I don't know about the music. The music, besides the rehashing, or I'm sorry, reusing, that sounds bad. Ridley doesn't deserve that. He did good with this, I think. Reusing previous motifs from the last score. Besides that, I don't know, it doesn't really sound like Hans Zimmer. Let me see. Yeah, exactly. Gladiator 2 composer Harry Gregson Williams wrote over 100 minutes of music. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, it didn't sound, I mean, it sounded like he was trying to recapture the style and the feel of Ridley Scott's film. But I think that I think that if Hans Zimmer was to do the second movie, he may have used a few notes from the original, but he would have made some new stuff, I think. Because I just feel that from him as an artist. Not downing this guy at all, okay? But I just feel like he would have been like, okay, I need to make some new music. I need to make, because this is a different film. It's a different beast. It's a different vision, okay? And I just feel that he would have wanted to just copy himself, you know? Okay. Well, anyway, guys, that was my reaction and review of Gladiator 2. What did you think about it? Did you think it was great? Did you think it was trash? Did you think that it was meh? Or did you think, like I do, that it was a worthy successor to Gladiator, even if it didn't reach the previous film's heights, but it has the same DNA? You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments. God bless you wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time on the sofa.